Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout! Just kidding, there's not actually a blowout, but I got your attention. How is it going, everybody? I am on the set of my new set, which is starting its production. Apparently, I got this thing. I don't have what's going to be behind this thing or in front of it yet, but it is a start and it is a first step, and that is always a wonderful thing, isn't it? I also cannot move from this spot at this point because this camera is plugged in, and if I take it out at any point, the battery is going to be completely dead. So I'm going to try and make this as fast as possible. So, just a few pieces of news that I would like to give to you before we begin this video is, I'm not ignoring anybody on Twitter. I am taking a break from just kind of, not necessarily social media, maybe just my phone in general, because it's really upsetting me right now. It's gotten to the point where it'll die at 40%, and it takes it like 10 seconds to respond to any command, including every single letter on the keyboard. But I'm super cheap, so I'm like not going to get another phone yet. So every time, basically, whenever I'm on my phone, I would just get really agitated. So I've just been off of Twitter because that's where I access it from, is that. And I've kind of stopped marketing for a little while just to take a break and get less high blood pressure from a really stupid mobile device. Also, 220 subscribers right now. I haven't checked to see if it's gotten bigger yet, but I think that's what it's at right now. I wanted to do a video at like 222 to be specific, and hopefully maybe when I post this it'll be that. So let's count on that happening for right now. So that is like, oh my goodness, that is a really good number, I have to say so myself. And I'm gonna actually start marketing this way better once I actually get my full set, because I'm gonna be much more confident in how it looks and the overall production quality that I want to have. Anyways, the reason that I am making this video today is, first of all, to say you guys are absolutely the best. I actually got hooked up. I'm sitting really weird in this. I actually got hooked up with a, what is it? A marketing team called STEM Digital, I believe it is. And they were the first to tell me that I have the best fans in the entire universe, because with the amount of subscribers that I have and the amount of views on every video means that almost every person subscribed to me ends up watching what I have, which apparently it doesn't happen that often. I didn't know that. I already knew I had the best friends in like the whole universe, but now I have statistical proof in order to provide that to other people who ask. So, wow, it's beautiful. It's fantastic. I love you guys so much. This was awesome. Anyways, slowing down here. What should I call this video? I don't know yet. Okay, basically, I have come across an epiphany in my mind after, I don't know, past month and a half, 2 months of just research that I have been doing. It's basically a way to kill all the depressive thoughts that have just been surrounding the social media that I've been on recently, and just my own thoughts that I've had for like longest time. Since elementary school I've had these, and I'm just now recently getting out of them to see a much brighter picture, which is totally, it's the real picture, but it's extremely hard to see just because of how much you're overwhelmed with all of the bad stuff from everywhere else. And you know, it started out in just relationship advice I was looking for myself, but now it's for everything. And I guess the easiest way to put it, it's the law of attraction, which I'm sure some of you have heard of before. But basically, a lot of you know different people who seem to have the worst luck in the entire world, and everything goes wrong for them, and they're sad, they're depressed, and for God's sake, they have every right to be, just because of how many terrible things have happened to them. But then you see other people who are like, seem overconfident and stuff, but everything goes right for them no matter what it is. And a lot of times you'll see movie characters who have that exact same trait. You get kind of irritated about that because they're like, hey, why don't I have nice things going for me all the time? I want a piece of that, whatever that guy's having. But now it makes sense. It's not good luck and bad luck. It's actually something viable, something you can't really grab it, but you know, it's the same concept. And your thoughts in your mind have so much more of, what's the word I'm looking for? Pull on your life than you could ever possibly imagine. Phone, do not die. Do not die. If this dies, I'm gonna add it together. It's about to die. Okay. Wait, no, I'm gonna make this work. It's not gonna happen today. I'm gonna plug this in to my computer. No, don't do it. Okay. No, turn on. I feel this is where I'm going to splice it again. I just ran around my entire room looking for a better charger, so I'm glad I'm not going to have that in my video. Weird noise outside. Okay, so anyways, your thoughts, they have so much more of a pull than... I'm repeating myself. I'm just trying to get back on track from wherever I was before I panicked. Basically, whatever you're thinking in yourself attracts all of the different things that basically work with your vision of yourself and the world around you. So basically, if you're complaining a lot or you feel that you have the bad luck, which society will probably tell you that you have, you are going to attract those exact same things into your life. People have probably had this philosophy for a long time, but I'm just starting to actually test it out for the first time, I suppose, and it is actually, it totally works. And it's kind of creepy to an extent because it kind of defies a lot of the scientific stuff that a lot of people would say, but I'm experienced seeing both sides of the spectrum. This is actually a very viable thing and works freakishly well to the point it's almost frightening, but in the best possible way something could be frightening, I suppose you could say. So that's a start to it. That's like the first half of what I wanted to say, first epiphany, because basically visualization, if you're able to do that, because basically whenever you go to sleep at night, something from your past, grab a hold of something from your past in your mind and basically focus on every single sensory thing that you had in that. Make it a good moment, basically. One of the happiest times in your life. And remember the smells, remember all the things you saw, you felt, you know, your soul, your skin, wherever you felt stuff. Remember that. Bring back every single emotion from it to where you're physically smiling just thinking about it, like you're reliving it right then, right now. And then imagine something in your future that you want to happen for you and insinuate all of those good feelings with that as if it's already happened. And it's really creepy, but that it worked. Like, within a week, it worked, and it was the weirdest thing, because I ended up accidentally thinking about something too specific instead of what I was supposed to be thinking about, but that thing ended up coming instead of what I'm babbling, but it's wicked, guys. It's so cool. Anyways, another thing that I basically want to point out, which I'm really happy right now, if you can't tell, just because there's so much good that can actually be put into the world through just saying this, and I don't want to like discredit any of the authors. I'll tell you the authors at the end of the video, the books I've been reading. But relationship-wise, okay, basically, I've met a lot of people girls who will come to me, you know, as friends and stuff, talk about how they feel that they're incapable of loving people because after like a certain amount of time, you see it with celebrities a lot too, after a certain amount of time, just like the whole in love feeling ends up going away and they fall out of love and basically want to push the guy away as much as they can. And they don't know why a lot of the times. Maybe they do and they're just not telling me. But from what I understand, it's an instinctive thing, like deep within them, that tells they need to get away from that person as soon as possible. Guy's not necessarily threatening in any way, but it's just something they feel, and they think it's just something wrong with them. That's not true. I just found the reasoning for that. That's false. It is not your fault that any of those feelings are going through you. Attraction is not a choice. And for all of the guys that has happened to, you are... Oh, not specifically the problem, I'll put it that way. I know why that happens too. Oh my goodness, just so many things I've discovered in the month and a half. It is fantastic stuff. Basically, the reason all this is happening to you guys, I'm trying to think of different ways to put this because none of my minds are in a straight line. None of my thoughts are in a straight line right now. It's just all over the place, and I'm trying to put this in a way that actually makes viable sense to anyone other than me. It's the instinctive thing built within both guys and girls, which basically tries to make them into the people that they were supposed to be in the first place. And if you, as the man, if I'm talking to the man right now, if it's a girl on the other end of this lens, I'll be talking to you in just a minute. if you as the guy are not following what your purpose is, and you are not being who you are, confident in yourself, if you're insecure or you're just fearful and doubtful of everything about you, she can sense that. She's going to test you over and over to make sure that that's actually what's going on with you, and it's not something that's per se like a misunderstanding. But if she ends up finding out that that is actually the case, then she is going to feel very pulled away from you and end up leaving, just because it's like it's a defense mechanism sort of thing, you know? Because primally speaking, if you're insecure, you're not confident, if you can't trust yourself, there's no reason anyone else should be trusting you either. And that makes total sense. I'm happy about it, even though it's a kind of sad subject, because it's happened to a lot of you, it's happened to me, but just being able to finally know what does all of these and be able to just understand it gives so much freedom, I can't even begin to tell you. So basically, that's why it's happening. And girls will constantly test guys in that. Sometimes they don't know they're doing it, sometimes they do, but it's built within their nature to constantly test you to make sure that you are on track, that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're being who you're supposed to be, and you're heading towards your goal. Pierce the heavens with your drill. That's Gurren Lagann. It's the best anime show, and you should definitely watch it if you haven't already. It's like that. And I'm going to move the camera up a little bit more. That's probably a really bad angle. What am I trying to get through my brain? I'm thinking. Okay, so anyways, that's... I'm sorry, my brain just went for a huge blank for a second. I don't know why. That's basically why they do that. Now, there is hope for you, because basically, it's nature, it's God, basically trying to get you to do what you are supposed to be doing. And it's supposed to help the girl as well in order to find someone who actually fits those traits and will actually make her happy, make her feel safe. And girls cannot feel safe if they have to do all of the masculine things that you're supposed to be doing in the relationship or just in life in general. I mean, all women have a certain masculine side to them, which will become much more prominent if you're not fulfilling that role. They are going to basically take on the masculine role in order to make up for all the things that you are not doing. And some of them do. You know, there are different women who actually like being in that presence, but a lot of women do not like to be. It makes them very uncomfortable to have to play that role, and therefore they're going to try and continually find somebody who can fit that role. That's why a lot of them will cheat on people who are just not fulfilling those needs, because they're not wants, guys. They're physical needs. Like, if, for example, you're in a relationship, you know, men are very, I guess, sexual in that sort of sense. You know, if you're not getting fulfilled in that way, you're going to want to find the fulfillment somewhere. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's something that you need. That is what women need, is to feel safe and to be able to be completely in their feminine energy. They need that, guys. And they're looking everywhere for it, and so many people don't have it. Why am I'm smiling like that's a good thing? It's not, but I mean, understanding is such a nice thing. And I don't want any of the girls watching this to have to go through that and never find somebody who ends up fitting that role. And I do not want guys watching my show. It's supposed to be a movie review show. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't want guys to have to deal through that and not know why girls keep leaving them or cheating on them or any of those things, and not know how to fix that and be the person that they're supposed to be. Because if you're confined in your own box that you've created or society's created for you, you're not being you, and you're scared and you're doubtful of who you are as a person, you don't trust your gut, any of those things, even if a girl is with you and she loves you, you're not going to be a happy human being. You might think you are because you haven't felt what real freedom, what real happiness is, but you're not happy. You're trapped, and you've trapped yourself there, but you can definitely get out of that and go start shooting towards your goal. That's what you need to be doing, is going towards what your purpose in life is. Both girls and guys need to do this. You need to completely throw yourself out there for exactly who you are, and whoever is supposed to be with you, who's meant to love you and be there is going to be there, and all the people that weren't meant to be there in the first place, they're going to leave, and you gotta let them. And don't hold on to everything so dang tightly. You need to learn to let go, and when you do, a lot of people are going to leave who weren't supposed to be there or supposed to stay with you. They were for a little while, but not forever. But in letting go of those people, you'll allow God, universe, whatever you want to call it, to bring in who's actually supposed to be there, who will make you actually happy. All of it connects. All of it really does. And I don't want none of my viewers are flipping robots. I know you're not. I know a lot of people are trying to make you that way, be it public education, be it your own parents, be it whoever it is. They're trying to make you fit in and crap. Listen, if you don't fit in this world and you don't, what's the word I'm looking for? If you don't like the way the world's being run, if you don't have a lot of friends right now or any of those types of things, that is because you were put into this world in order to change everything about it. Okay, I've totally, most of my life, felt completely uncomfortable with being me because not a lot of people ended up liking who I was, and I didn't fit in with almost anybody. Like, there was never like a cliche group that I could go into because I was never really specifically any of those traits. Okay, it's because I'm supposed to be doing really bizarre and weird things on the internet, I guess. That came out totally wrong. Movie reviews is what I'm referring to, you know? Making music, doing all sorts of spastastic things that I've always had an energy for, but I've hidden for such a long time because I thought people would like me more if I fit what they wanted me to be. Maybe they did, I don't know, but I was flipping miserable through all of it. I'm sure there's a lot of miserable people watching this right now. You're miserable because you're not being you. Be you. You is a fantastic thing. There is no one in the entire world like you. This sounds like such a crappy motivational speech. It's true, though. Like, if everyone ended up being exactly who they were meant to be, what their gut is telling them, that's you. If everyone was like that, the world would have so much less depression, drama, all those different things. Be you. I love you. Whoever's watching, I love you, and you are so meant for so much more than whatever it is you're doing right now. That's why I'm doing this show. I'm here to show you some random guy from the complete outskirts of Alaska. That's where I live, by the way, outskirts of Alaska. Can make it in something. I set a goal. I told you what that goal was, and I'm heading straight for it now. And I'm not gonna bar myself from what society wants me to be. And sometimes if that means saying things that are gonna hurt, okay, I don't want to say hurt, offend people, I guess, or lose subscribers because of something that I say, but if it's something that my gut's telling me to say, I have to say it. And that should be the same for you guys. Because in the end, who's going to stay with you is going to stay with you, and who's not going to, they're going to leave. Markiplier has the most fantastic fan base I've ever seen. They're all they love him to death, and they'll support him no matter what he does. And that's because he's completely thrown himself out there to everyone. He is Markiplier. He is Mark. And there's no one in the world like him, and people love him for that. I love him for that. He's my inspiration. He's an amazing guy. But then you see other people who've made it super famous on YouTube, and you see their fans saying, oh, he was never as good as he used to be. Oh, he's being this, he's being that. A lot of that's probably because through the beginning stages when they were on their way to becoming YouTube famous, they just weren't being completely themselves. So then maybe later on when they try and become that, they've got millions of subscribers who are just telling them, what's wrong with you? Be what you used to be. And I feel really bad for them because in my heart, they've gotten better. Nostalgia Critic, I think he's gotten so much better. He's improved. He's doing wonderful, but he gets so much negative feedback. I can't understand it, but it's there. I feel terrible for that. He's an amazing guy. Doug Walker is fantastic. John Jafari, he is fantastic. Be you. Don't let anyone tell you different. And whatever this video is originally about, this is kind of where it's going to end. I really want all of you to make it in whatever it is that you're aspiring to do. If you don't know what your purpose is yet, you don't know what you want to do, don't go to college to find that stuff out. If you already know what it is and it requires college, go ahead and do it. But the best way to find what your purpose is, what your passion is to go out and do innumerable things. Travel, go test out different jobs, different careers, different, even if it's just hanging out in a workshop for a day, go do it. And if something clicks in you, if you get that fire in your belly, try it out some more. Maybe that's it. I would have never known I'd have any place on YouTube if I didn't just start. I started as a joke. Okay, not a joke. I was doing it, as like a group project sort of thing, and the group didn't really help out, so I just did it myself. But now I'm here, and I realize this is really what I want to do. There's nothing on earth like YouTube where you can have the, freedom of speech. I don't know. You can be exactly what you want to be. If you're an actor, you have to go by whatever the director tells you. If you're a musician, you have to basically, not all of them do, but I guess to get famous, you got to conform to what your agent wants you, what the public's demanding of you. Otherwise, you'll lose a lot. And YouTube's so different. YouTube, you can make whatever music you want. There's people making metal covers of E-Rock. E-Rock's making metal covers of all these video game music, animes, and he's just enjoying it. You see a big old smile on his face no matter what song he's doing, and you can tell that guy is exactly where he wants to be. And he's being completely himself, and I love that. He makes amazing, amazing music. They're happy. I'm starting to be happy. I'm finally being able to be me. I want all of you to be you, truly you. Screw what anyone says about you. You think that's going to make you sad, but once you're actually there, it doesn't bother you. It's freeing. You're free. I love you all so much. So much. From the bottom of my heart. When I lost faith in myself, I would hear all the lovely comments or Twitter things telling me how much you believed I could make it to where I wanted to be. That's why I'm right here. You guys brought me all the way here. And I feel you guys are going to bring me so much further than this. I want to bring you guys right to the doorstep of wherever you want to be too. I'll keep making weird, stupid videos like this, and maybe it can inspire some people and get you to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. I guess that's a video, huh? I love you all. Mwah! To all my fellow masochists out there, I will see you next time.